I don't want to do it because I have to play my own deck, so I don't want to be
Doesn't want to get beat by his. I feel like I'm helping you with the deck. Part of my cards are in there.
Oh, come on. That actually was a thing in Magic. Garrett, the guy who's working here right now, we used to borrow cards from each other. The one tournament, he didn't need any cards from me, and I borrowed like probably 3 or 4 cards from him. And like I literally won the game with one of it was foils, and I don't have foils usually, so I literally was like foiled out card. I was like attack. It's like I'm losing the game right now to my own card. It feels really fucking bad. And I was like,
Feels great.
I mean, GG. I feel kind of bad, but I'm winning, so I don't feel as bad.
GG. You can take that any way you want.
Yeah.
Greg just found out GG.
What's up?
Pre-game effect, get up things.
Yeah.
There we go. You got dice or you want to use dice?
I got 6.
6? Less than 6? No.
7. Oh my god.
Feels bad or what?
No, it feels hilarious.
Guess what I got?
What? Oh, the twins.
Broly. Give me a Broly.
Oh, those are supposed to go to. Did Joe tell you to hand those out to everybody?
Everybody just pick one.
Oh.
There's another one. There's a free sample.
Yeah, I want that bloodless.
Which one do you want?
Cold bloodless?
For sure.
What is it?
It's a yellow.
This is red, this is green, that's blue. I need a yellow.
Yeah, I like the yellow one too.
Friends. Feels good. He goes, because he's lent me 2 cards today. Because it feels bad, like if I lose, I'm gonna lose my own cards. Like, actually, funny story is I played this guy up there.
Let's see.
Is that like the best one?
It's just like the best card in the game.
Yeah.
It's the Skyfall, right?
Yeah.
It's like the dude that enters with no ability.
Yeah.
Is that one?
It's the only card that says counterplay. There's no other cards in the game that say counterplay.
Does everybody get to do that?
A lot of
What I
people.
like to do. That's why I was like, I would probably keep top 2 or something like that, or top 3 or 4, so that way people will actually get them if they win. At least the top 2.
So everybody pick. Well, yeah, if everybody's gonna pick that, maybe that should be.
Because I would. It's the most money out of all. Like if someone's trying to get rid of a trader.
Takesies, Maxies. Okay. I'm on the play?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Have one.
Thank you, my friend. I'll pay you back. Where'd this come from?
Don't worry about it.
The feature match. No. All right. Here. Gonna get fucked? No. Oh my god. Okay. Interesting. You're up. This is literally like almost impossible with my hand right now.
Yeah.
Check.
No counters. Anything else?
25. Oh, sure.
Okay.
End set? Or in comments? I think?
Get all the free discards now.
What's up?
I get all the free discards now.
Yeah. Attack here later.
No counters.
No combo. You're up.
Interesting. You got a lot of cards on here.
I have a ton. I have 8.
Swing.
Me. I'm gonna combo.
Oh, okay. It's just used for Goku.
I know, yeah. He is really honestly the best man. He's not wrong.
Which it just helps the argument more. But you just did some garbage.
You like that?
What's up?
It's like, do you like that?
Yeah. Attack your eight.
Counter KO.
I have 2 options here. I think the best option is to attack your later.
No counters.
No combo. Attack your later. No combo.
No combo, you said, correct? Yeah. So 15.
Yep.
Lots of cards.
Yeah, so I mean, I might stop off.
Not what you're looking for.
How many cards do you have in your hand?
I have 6.
6. You're good.
Sucks when you have like you flip these 2 on the start.
Cards in here.
6.
No counters. Picked it up.
Yeah. Prize money, like $1 million.
What do you got?
$1 million?
8. And 1 free win.
No combo.
Not one bit.
Combo. This is not the best use of this card, but definitely think this is happening.
Here he comes. No counters.
No combo. Two full powers.
Cards in hand. So what's your leader? Triggers. No combo. Super scared, dude.
Why?
Because you're a scary player.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like the nicest player. I do nothing. I just come, jam games.
I call. Just like jam out the games, you know. Swing. Yep.
Topo! He's so good. Yep. You get one, not this one.
They're all scary. That's tax active battle cards.
Yep.
Just kind of allow you to make in super cool stuff. Yeah, we'll get rid of Topo. I don't like multiple attacks answer.
I don't know what you're talking about. Card's really bad, actually.
What are you talking about? Seems
Card's
good.
insane.
Seems pretty good. I don't know about you, but I think it seems good. Sweet.
Swing here?
Yeah. Oh, I knew you had it. There's no doubt you had it. Your go. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Alright. Keep 1 mana open?
Yeah. Oh gosh, dude. What's up? What's up? He's getting huge. No counters. say no combos. No combo. Damn. Living on the edge. Attack your way here. Crit?
Crit. Get that crit though.
No combos.
No combos.
No combos.
No. Don't need them.
Attack.
Broham. Counter. 3 of them are gone. Now we are going to attack here.
No counters.
Attack there. That's it.
So, swing there, 20.
30. It's 30.
30. Boost.
Cards in? 3 cards in? Sure.
It's gonna be some tough plays. Some tough plays. Cards in hand? 4. It has so many cards. It's not. We're gonna swing. Here. Right here.
No counters.
No combo. Get rid of some cards, Larry. You know you want some.
I don't want to, but do I have to? We're gonna get rid of a card and get a card. Champ.
Like a champ.
Alright. Should attack with this card. That'd be really cool.
Well, it doesn't bother me if I swing with it. It's just, I don't like what you got. Switch your leader.
Yeah.
Also triggering this card.
Yes, sir.
Draw a card.
Yeah. Get rid of a card?
I do.
I think. Get rid of that. You have. Fuck him on the left. Yeah.
Card in hand. No combo. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. It's not a good time right now. Seems good. I wish I had another card. Then I would have been just fine.
Yeah.
That's not what
Oh no.
I
I don't like this card because she makes you do it. I wish it was up to. If it was up to, it'd be so much better.
Sweet.
No counters. For what is she now?
25.
Bad. Bad.
And you go.
When I play this card, I can play a card 15,000 pounds.
Yeah, you got this one.
Okay.
To be honest, if I were a Khalifa, I don't think he would have been close this game.
Yeah.
Out of my hand. I guarantee you.
Yeah, no. When you missed on Khalifa on those top 10, I was like, I'm winning this game.
Yeah.
This game is
Because I get Khalifa, it's over. Because I had all the cards in my hand to control everything you ever played. That's what sucks so bad.
Yeah,
It's like there's a shitload of them in my deck.
it does feel bad.
Alright, these definitely are coming in. Let's see how this works. I'll go first. But yeah, I was like, gosh, because it would have helped me get awakened quick. And then just swing, and you're just like, okay. Can't swing on my active stuff until.
I mean, I got my worst possible start in that game.
Well,
That was like, I literally was like, thought I had one of those was red, and I was like, oh, okay, well, it's not the worst. And I was like, oh my god, blue, yellow. I had 4 blue and yellow cards in my hand. So I was like, there's literally only 8 more in my deck. There's like a weird ratio because I was just like, this is not real. This is not real right now.
No, I hate this deck. That's why I said, like, really with Mecha, when it gets nerfed, they have to look at nerfing kind of like that.
Oh, you hate this deck?
No, just the way the rush decks are nerfed. Because you can't have too fast of a format towards like if you're not playing rush, you shouldn't be losing. That's
Oh, I think without Mecha though, like the mid-range decks do a lot better.
no, they don't. This will beat mid-range decks the way that interacts.
I lose. Lucius coercions and sensitive beings are really hard to game, like really hard.
It doesn't matter. Like,
I almost lost to Joel because he had both those cards, and it was like really, really close. I literally got lucky off my last life flip. That was what it was.
here we go.
Please, 1 red. Thank you.
Ooh,
1 red, please.
swinging.
Yep.
No counters. That's exactly why.
Yeah, this card is so good.
That's why I'm saying that card's not going to be the way it is after they start
Yeah.
looking at cards.
1, 2.
Because there should be no way you should be able to awaken on turn 1.
So good. What are you talking about?
I know exactly what I'm talking about. Counters. That's extremely broken.
I have 9 cards in my hand.
I know, that's
So-
what I'm saying. Like,
so
that's,
good.
That should not be allowed, period.
Yep, no, untap. Here.
Swing. Start a draw. You swing. You get to swing at me. No combo. No combo. Okay, here we go. Oh, cool. Drop it. Okay, man.
I gotta go. Bye, guys.
Have fun with your wife.
How many are you looking for?
Drop the turns.
Four? Okay.
Okay. What do you want to do with my turn here? I'm gonna give you a turn. I don't also want to lose a bunch of shit.
I did. I got the same passion from the
Yeah, you get one of these.
Thank you. So if I awaken you, I'm worried about rolling. Attack. No counters.
Would you?
No counters. I'm gonna pass. Molly, you topo me. Just fucking topo. What are you even talking about? Fucking topo. Yeah. I'm gonna do some stuff. Do some stuff. Do some stuff and or some things. Just a big boy. Oh.
Are you mainboarding that?
What's up?
Are you mainboarding hard?
Aside.
Double strike. We're gonna start. Karu. Okay. No counters. And then one card after that.
Okay, there we go.
You know.
And attack you. No counters. No combo. No combo. First name? Seven. Come on, go for the winning here. Probably not. Okay. No counters. 35. Oh my god, this is such a stupid play. But we'll see.
So still.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
Attack there. Okay. Yep.
100%? Fine? Yeah, 35. There. So it came out on 4 mana.
So you get to play a green lead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For these green and yellow leaders, this card's the best card ever printed because the green and yellow leaders are so good. They're just so good. Broly, androids,
You got so
Echo.
many lucky this game. That's all I can say.
Yeah, this? Are you kidding me? It's
You got so
insane.
many lucky.
Are you serious? Having 2 of the 4 is nuts. Yep.
Topo. Swing Broly.
We're gonna do triggers plan for that or something. 2 mana open.
Sweet.
Somewhere. Okay.
Cards in? Combo 25.
No counters.
25. There you go. No counters.
30,000 double strike.
So fucking lucky.
I do. I know, man. It's not.
Yeah, that was around 2. That's what I picked. Gets me upset. It's not because I lost, like because it was a close game. It's because someone literally got lucky and beat me. Because that's the worst part of losing. Because like I don't mind losing like in a close game, like let's go back and
Yeah.
forth, but when you got extremely lucky and I didn't get anything, so like that right there, it's extremely lucky. He didn't.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not arguing that point at all.
But the thing is, if I would have just hit anything the way it was supposed to be hit, I don't think it's close the game.
What do you mean? hit.
Like if I hit the cards, I'm supposed
Oh
to be
yeah.
when they're supposed to be hit. I don't think the game's close because I sit there and get rid of all your threats. You have to waste cards to save cards. And
In that game though, you hit Cobb and Khalifa.
it wasn't the turn I needed to hit it.
Oh.
That's the thing. So
Yeah, I had that in my hand and I was like, this is gonna be insane. Then I drew it on the trunk.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's why I don't mind losing games, but when I lose games like that, where it's like someone literally got extremely lucky when they plays, like that's
Yeah.
I don't like that. Because
I definitely built the deck to have that play happen, specifically.
no, but and even then, like I said, you wouldn't have any of the parties you would have had if my deck was playing at least semi what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's the difference here. Because then now instead of you swinging with a shitload of stuff at a point, I would have this blocker here. I would still have something untapped, not having to play certain different ways.
Yeah, so like this blocker, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is like sense of being the team seems retarded. Because the cards are already a little overpowered.
No, but good games. Though.
Yeah, good games.
Just frustrating to lose like that.
It is. Definitely.
It's like I don't feel like I feel like I just lost it.
The decks did it. Yeah, that's for sure.
Because like
I definitely woken.
turn one here. Yeah, and you're woken both
I
times, right?
Yeah.
So turn one.
Well, not the first one.
Well, yeah,
did
you
later.
did. The next turn, you literally the next turn you were woken, so it didn't matter.
Did I?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. Turn one that, right? Turn two, this into this. Based on the way you swing, I awaken on that turn. I swing and I kill you.
Yeah, I mean this is
Like,
like best possible scenario.
No, but that's what my deck's supposed to be doing. Literally,
Yeah, there's
turn
only
one
4
here,
of these.
you can top 10 cards.
I'm just saying, like, you only have 4 of these though.
But right here, swing, you have no board. You have to pitch cards to now stay alive. And that's the problem.
Yeah. I should go up to 9 cards. If I can awaken my leader before I swing with my leader, I get
That's
9
why
cards.
that shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, I know. That's rough. That's the rough one. Me getting the extra card on the first turn.
Because like that's why I say like that card will get made back to where it's only yellow cards because you can't just allow decks like yeah, let me awaken on turn, especially if you get rid of Mecha Frieza. You can't let that happen because I don't care what mid range fucking deck you're playing.
What if they say Saiyan? Still good.
No, it won't. It will be just yellow card. Well, because then Frieza can play it, so Mecha can play it, so he can awaken. But yellow needs a card like that. Yellow doesn't have anything until that card came out. So, a good game.
And they have Mecha. I guess. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't like cards like that. I'm very sure it was an oversight, where it was supposed to be just for yellow cards being played.
Yeah.
And I think they just
If they don't hit, here's my thing is, if they're not going to touch Mecha, I think their scope is not close to that card. You know what I mean? Like if Mecha isn't a problem with them, I really think that card's not a problem.
But then they messed up Chan Trunks, and they're saying, well, that doesn't happen very often. But it happened enough. I said, turn 2 Mecha. If I played that deck today, I don't think I'd lose it.
Yeah.
Because I'll piece you. You can't kill me.
Well,
You know,
it's like if I can survive your one
no,
attack.
but see, the way you play them, if you never knew that was turn 2 Mecha on that first game, like if I didn't tell you that I was playing, you thought I was playing apes, you would tap out, right?
Well, I mean, like if you have red mana, you know what I'm saying? Like if I see you have red mana and Mecha, I know what you are. Like it's different when you play against like good players. Like I know the format, I know the meta, like I know all the meta decks because I watch all the
I
coverage.
still don't think that deck right there could beat turn 2 Mecha. Period.
I can. I beat it on that.
Just don't say Octagon.
Octagon all the
Kids
time.
are trashing.
Yeah, I just mean like I beat them all the time. Actually.
It's just because like turn 2 Mecha when play with someone that knows how to play it. It's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna play this. Yeah, bloodlust. You're not awakened, Mr. Kim. My turn. Turn 3. I'm gonna kill you. And there's not much you could do. You have what, 1 counter maybe?
I have 8 counters.
Well, in the sense of, but you're not awakened, so you have like what, 1 counter?
Yeah.
You know, and that's.
But I'd be at 5 life or 6 life.
That
6 life's hard on turn 2 for you. Because like the turn 2 kills are against other mecha decks usually.
But you still can kill him. You get because
The problem is though, like if you go out and you don't kill me, you lose the game. Like that's not. That's why. Like that's what happens. So like what happens is like if they get me to not awaken on turn 1, I just stay at 6 life because they're gonna try and kill me. So I don't have to awaken anymore. They're gonna awaken me for me. And then like they're like 1 or 2 cards short, and I live at 1 or 2 life, and then they're out of mana, out of cards at 1 or 2 life. I'm just like, yeah, you're dead, dude. Like you're fucking dead. Like Kaba Kaba, you're at 2 life, just like Kaba Kaba, you know, like insane. Even 1 Kaba if I'm at 2 life.
Is if I'm swinging at you, are you gonna have it?
If I have 2, I have 2 life a lot. The mecha deck's really good at doing 4 damage on the second turn. Like it's really good at doing 4 damage on the
I can
second
still
turn.
do like if I go second, I still can do a lot of damage and still be alive, and then go on my next turn.
Yeah.
And there's no way you probably would be able to kill the individual there because you sit there, you play your threat. I have 1 or 2 life left. You're like cool bloodlust. I know I have an X amount of cards in my deck to just stop you from comboing to kill me.
Yeah, you're going. The thing is though, like, I just like the way that I see the games play out. Like, a mecha player either goes too far in, or they didn't draw bloodlust and they just lose, or there's a lot of things that happen. Like, you really need to draw 1 to 2 bloodlust, and you only have 3 in that deck, and then or 2. Some people went down to 2 because it's so fast, and then it doesn't play Sensu Bean. That version doesn't because it's red. So they play the Manaka instead of Sensu Bean because they want to draw the extra card.
Yeah.
And have the double streak. So without Sensu Bean, and if you don't draw one of your 2 bloodlusts, you're drawing a lot of cards. But you need to draw like 2 bloodlusts. Like that's the thing. That's why I don't know how people go down 2, but they do. So that's like in the nut draw, I'm probably never winning. But that's why Mecha is a little busted. You can never win against their nut draw, it just isn't possible. But the nut draw, what I think Bandai is saying is like the nut draw doesn't happen often.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you're playing people that play that format, that's what Bandai doesn't understand. Look at the majority of the field, what do people play? Like rush decks,
Yeah.
play mecha.
Yeah.
You nerf mecha and you nerf rush decks. Now you see a sense that you still can have rush decks, but you're gonna see mid range and it's more opportunity. That's what you want in the game.
The rush decks get beat out by mid range decks. Just because like
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Because like you get to play Yazurobis and you get to play Android 16s and then you also get counters. So like I start losing cards and can't like go, like that's a big deal. Like a lot of my turns are all in.
Those mid range decks are not drawing massive cards. Like,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm saying. Is like it's not. You're looking at it from the sense because your deck's about to get completely nerfed. If they do some of those things,
I think
I'm looking at it from a balance standpoint where you have a lot.
The thing is, my deck might get nerfed, but the deck that's actually winning right now is Mass Saiyan, which doesn't play that card at all. I mean, Mass Saiyan's a really good deck.
No, because it doesn't need to.
That's the one they would nerf. They were going to nerf the Rush deck. I just don't think my deck's even on the radar.
I think they're nerf all of rush decks.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
can't just have Mecha go away, which keeps rush decks at bay, because rush decks keep Mecha at bay.
I think it's the opposite. I think Mecha makes Rush decks happen because Rush decks beat Mecha. Like that's how you beat Mecha is you take their life total down, so they can't get free cards. So if they're drawing only extra cards, and they only have 1 or 2 mana, they need life to cast those cards. So if they're drawing extra cards, like if you have 5 cards in your hand but 4 more extra, you are not winning that game. Like this is not happening because I literally just be like, oh, how much is it? 25? Okay, combo. It's like a counter combo. You know, you're just like, okay, you're out of card. You're not comboing to get me. You don't have cards, man. I'll just attack you and know you have no fucking combo. Like you're just dead. Like that's what happens a lot because the mecha deck has to play like 20 to 24 extra cards, which is the majority of the deck.
Which is dumb. Like some
Yeah.
decks, like my Mecha build doesn't play as many just because I know like they don't need that much. To do
Yeah.
what they're supposed to do.
But what I'm saying, I guess, is like the mecha deck, when its nuts draws happen, it's not beatable, and that's what people complain about. Is like, I can't beat this deck, it's not even possible. But rush decks exist because they're really good against mecha. Like Mass Saiyan's the reason Mass Saiyan's good at all is because mecha's insane. So you're just like, I will take your life down, and then you don't get the broken part of your game, which is life for energy. Like, so that's the deal. And like most of the decks that I play against, they're just like trying to go off right away, and like it's basically like, here's my hand, do I win? And you're like, no. Okay, well, I guess I lose then. You're like, yeah. I play a
But
lot
again,
of counters.
That's those new players that don't know how to play that.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's one of those things I hate the format the way it is right now, and I clearly see like those type of decks.
Yeah.
The way this game is already in set 3, you're trying to make crap like that. That shouldn't be happening.
Well, I think that's turn 4. I mean, it's like insane, but that was a lot of cards. So like, I had to have chain attack, Haru, chain attack, anything else. Like that's 4 cards and on turn 4. That's in an argument the same as having an X
But
evolve.
when you're sitting there again to awaken on turn 1, swing.
I mean,
That's
on turn
you're
3,
drawing
fine.
all 4 cards. It's not.
I want to. That was maybe a turn 3 win because
Well, I didn't hit anything. So
here I have a sideboard plan. Check this out. It's gonna be interesting.
yeah.
And I have 4 cards. I hit 2 of them. Okay. So this card's absurd. So how my deck works is I get to go to 2 mana right away. So my sideboard plan is to put 4 of these in and go up to 4 of these. He's got a green leader.
No, what I'm saying, if she would have attacked goes on, because those my double strike, and she has no cover.
She switched them to active mode,
Yeah, so then look at this
and
card.
then you play this.
Well, you play this and then play that. So on one turn, I did this. And this is like kind of not okay. This is basically not okay. I played all 4. I tapped 4 mana, did this, played this, untapped, played 4 mana, did this, played this. These are now 2,500 power and double strike. It's not fair.
And then everything has haste, right?
Everything has haste in this game, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when they're looking at making the game balanced, you can't have stuff like that. Like, because there's a difference. Like when I gave all the leaders critical, like they gave 3 leaders right now, 4 leaders have critical.
Yeah.
I don't think leaders should ever.
Really?
No. Because then I
love crit leader.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's because it's not.
Mass Saiyan is more unfair than Vegeta is. Because he goes, at 10 and 10, he goes to 15, and at 15, he goes to 20. You're like,
That's what I'm saying. Like the same thing with Android 13, he gets critical.
I don't think that card's good. I tried to make that deck, dude. 17 and 18 are just better, and Cell, like, I thought Cell was gonna be garbage, but like how the yellow Saiyan deck got built, Cell's really good against the yellow Saiyan deck. Like, it really is. I actually think Cell is like a underutilized leader right now.
That's the problem. Is when you have decks like that, because people, you think that's not on people's radar? I guarantee you that's on Matt Combs' radar on that deck right there.
Who's Matt Combs?
The guy that 3x3 gaming, one of the big players there. I guarantee that deck's on Peter Battagna's radar. Like all these decks.
Yeah.
Because I know as soon as it gets Mecha, gets like, oh yeah, I don't have to play Bardock, I'm gonna play this because it's an X-broken deck. That's what basically what it is. That's where you can't. When you hit cards, you gotta hit everything at one time.
Yeah.
Balance format. Because I want to run. I want to see rush decks, but I shouldn't.
I think this deck can beat Mega Frieza. Like, that's why I'm running it. I think it beats Mega Frieza. I'm more worried about mid-range decks. Like, I almost lost to Joel because he has Sensitivity and Whis' Coercion. Those decks are the hard decks for me to beat. I can beat the rush decks. I can't beat mid-range decks. If I'm going to turn 6 and 7, I'm like, I'm going to lose. I draw cards right away. Then I'm done drawing cards. And I'm like, against Joel, I had 3 cards in my hand almost the whole game. Just because I was like, I have to combo here. Like, and he critted me. Like, he had all the crit guys in his battlefield. I'm just like, I'm not drawing cards off my life.
The thing is, he just has to draw everything to beat your deck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your deck doesn't have to
Well, his
draw
deck
everything.
isn't completely tuned though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that deck has to draw everything to beat your deck. Your deck doesn't have to draw everything to beat other people's decks. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, I almost lost the game. Like, we went to game 3 and I literally got a Piccolo off my life, which I have 1 life left after I drew that Piccolo. Played the Piccolo, got a 5K and played it, and that's the only. If I didn't have 15K combo, I lost. Like, it literally had to be Piccolo and not an extra card, or I would have lost. So like, and his deck, what I'm saying is Joel's deck isn't tuned. Like, it's good and it's turn and ready, but like, there are definitely card choices in that deck that could be better. Like if you literally like just delved into his deck and were like, let's fucking make this mono blue Goku deck, you know? He could have better choices. I don't know off the top of my head, but I like literally some of the cards he plays was like, I really don't care about the card at all. You know, like that can literally attack me, and I don't care. Like, don't care at all. So those are the ones like right away you just cut, and then try and go faster or draw more cards. Like, 'cause he didn't draw a bunch of cards. Like, there's cards that draw cards. He also could do a Bulma package. You know, like play Bulma, because like so what I saw. Oh my God, sorry. What I saw in his deck was his turn 1 play was only Boo. So if he hit Boo and Bulma, he can literally draw a card off Boo, go Bulma, go get Future Trunks that gives this guy another 5K, and that thing 5K. Like, now you're already up like 2 cards, and you have 2 defensive cards on the battlefield where, like, you don't just take hits. You know, like, I try to assume with Kava is just like, color these 2 cards, don't take the damage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's huge.
I don't know, man. I really played this game since it's come out.
I think there's like always a counter strategy for everything. So like this deck, like I can't really beat a lot. That's why I have the planet M1s in my sideboard. Like Yajirobe's a huge fucking deal for me. Like I can't beat the card. It's really hard for me to beat. I just can't like swing and lose a card. That's really hard. So and if, like that's in blue. Sensu Bean's in blue, and we Scourge's in blue. If your deck has 4 of all those, I'm probably never winning that matchup. Ever. I'd have to like completely change my sideboard to deal with that. Right now, I'm just like worried about androids and mecha, you know. So I just was like, I just went to this like 2 days ago because I was playing on Octagon and was like, I'm losing to green and yellow decks. I was like, I watched that video where he like killer sword Trunks. I was like, I have that same thing in my deck. It just happens to be a red card, which is even better, you know. And then we'll just do that. So I was like, this is better for me because I can't have black cards in my deck. This deck's also really restrictive. I feel like so I had to decide when I sided those 4 Haros, I would take out all of my Gohans because I can't go up past 12 non-red cards. Or like that happen. What happened in game 1 is so likely to happen.
I don't know. I still don't see like when you're saying like your deck's not that bad. It's
just because like the decks you play, this is a slow deck. This is good against like you're going to beat the top like the really go high decks and the mid range. You're gonna beat every mid range deck because you're just a better mid range deck. But your mid range deck is geared to beat mid range and high decks. Can beat aggressive decks if you get like you said, like if you go turn 1, turn 2, go do this, Kale turn 3, like obviously no one beats that.
What's your firm? Oh, I got Broly for it.
Nice. I think what you need to do is have Mass Saiyan in your deck, in your sideboard, for the Mass Saiyan crushes
That's what I'm
me,
saying.
bro.
I didn't see anything against you.
Endless Broly. Just a noun for it.
Like I said,
How'd you guys match?
I went to it.
like I said,
It was.
if I see any,
No, you.
That's what
I
I'm-
just get wiped.
but that's the problem. It's like what I'm saying is, like,
Yeah.
I played shitty. And didn't have a chance to play against yours really.
No, and
still the problem with your deck is like, oh, let me just draw all these cards.
Yeah,
In the beginning of the game, and you're still drawing cards. That's the problem. You're saying, I only got 9 cards on turn 1. I only got 9 cards on turn 1.
I mean,
you kidding me? Like,
that's the best case scenario.
that's not the best case. That literally happened both games. You on your turn 1,
I had 8 on this other game because I had to awaken off of my
8,
leader.
9 cards.
Yeah.
You still have more cards than anyone's gonna have in their hand other than that deck.
It's my deck is really good against your deck because I don't care about the discard. Like that's the only reason. Like this deck against my deck is not as good as it should be. If this is a different leader, like I doubt I can beat androids, man. Like I have to play that matchup so much differently.
Really?
Yeah, they
You're
have
saying you
Cell.
can't beat Mad?
They have Cell. So it's different to do 1 card at a time and go from I'm gonna win the game next turn to I only have 3 cards in my hand. Oh shit. It's just like a different, like that's incremental, but the thing is, this leader, you know that your matchup's not good if you never want to attack. Like, you didn't attack me like 3 or 4 times in those 2 games because it's not beneficial, and if that ever happens, this is just a bad matchup. Like, your premise of your deck is to get card advantage off of Broly Ring and him. If you're not doing that, like you're down a card from Broly's Ring, you know what I'm saying, and then you also didn't make me do anything to not take the damage. So like that's another card you're down. So like you're already down two cards for your leader, and not being able to attack my battle cards with your leader was pretty huge too. Because you can't draw a card once you attack my leader. I'm fine with that. Like I'll just like take a card up. You know, like I lose a card but draw a card, and I lose one of these guys. But like game one it didn't matter because like all my three like on the Gohans just like auto gone. You know, like they don't get hand buffed, so they're just But I think this is just a bad matchup for you specifically because of the leader and the way your leader works. But most decks, like you're gonna be fine with. Like they don't start at 6. You know, like I start at 6, so it's really shitty if you attack me and I only have 1 card. And you attack me down at 5, and I'm like, oh, sick, I can awaken next turn. You know, like, and I couldn't have before. Now I have 3 energy, and having 3 energy every turn is like not something your deck can deal with a lot either, because I just have all the counters.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's a little fucked up.
No,
I think like if you have a different leader, it'll definitely be a different outcome with mid-range. I think this mid-range deck beats every mid-range deck. It just doesn't beat like this type of rush deck. It will beat. I think that's gonna beat Mass Saiyan like almost every time too, just because it like they don't keep threats on the board. If they ever resolve 1 threat on the board, it's just dead from when you attack with rolling. Like there are threats they need to keep on the board, like the Xenos.
But again, you still don't understand what I'm saying about why that deck shouldn't be playing the way it's playing. Like you.
I mean, unless I'm not beaten, I don't know. Like I play the deck a lot, so I know all the flaws in it. And like, there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I can't smash it. Like, there's nothing I can do here because of these cards. Like that's why I put the Planet M1 in my sideboard. Like Yajirobe. Some dude played 2 Yajirobes against me one game, and I'm just like, this is not winnable. I don't understand what's happening right now. And then like the androids list, if they play 16, and like they also get the King Surprise thing, that's not winnable. So like I have to have cards on board. So to do the pan attack, if they are just like block it, what are you comboing? Okay, 5k untap, that's dead. Like, like it's hard for me to win those games. So I think that's what I'm saying is I think you're looking at it from a matchup dependent. That's what I'm trying to get across.
No,
I guess.
I'm not looking at matchup dependent. Like I said, this deck can beat that deck. The problem with that deck is if you don't have other decks to keep that in check, it becomes the deck to play.
I think this deck. That's what I'm saying though. Is this deck? Androids is a hard matchup, and then any like the Mass Saiyan list is actually a hard matchup.
One threat on the board, you can get rid of that threat easy.
I have Jiren and Chain Attack. That's all my. Red doesn't have like kill or thing.
It does.
I just have Jiren and Chain Attack. And then like everything else is a blocker, so Mass Saiyan's bad. That's why it's hard. Like Mass Saiyan not hitting blockers, like I have to Jiren, but if I Jiren, it dies to Revenge. Like that's where I get screwed up. That's why my deck's weak against the Revenge blockers, like really weak against them. Because my removal is Jiren and Chain Attack. That's the only removal I have. Because it's red. Red just doesn't have, when you play this, KO a card. But I also wanted to play red because the Apes decks, to me, I thought the Apes decks were going to be everywhere. So I was like, why would I want to play a card that doesn't do anything? It's really only good because it comes into play and kills a card. But like Apes say, you can't choose this card. So then I wanted to play Jiren and Chain Attack. But if Apes aren't good, which they are good, but no one's playing them, like my deck is actually a little worse and more vulnerable to like Revenge blockers in general. So that's what keeps my deck in check, is any deck that plays Revenge blockers. Because like I don't kill their threats if they have a blocker with Revenge on the board. I'm just like, lose. Oh my gosh. I can like slowly dwindle their hand down.
All you have to do is swing your leader. If you don't use your blocker, you're still throwing cards and you set it up to win. Like that's why I'll.
Yeah, I mean that's one turn. But if I'm drawing cards and they sell, so like I'm getting a 1 card advantage every turn, and if they sell and I lose 4 cards, like I'm still in a horrible spot. And they have to sell.
But the thing is, they have to tap out to play it. They don't have ways to untap their mana. So
yeah, I mean the backside of him is really broken. That's never been a debate. I think his backside's insane. I have to hit 2 of 8 cards though, unless you attack me.
I mean, you're not losing cards that much in the sense of like, okay, hey, he's swinging really cool. I'll play this card for 3 things, and then you come back and you swing your game cards right. So like that's why I'm sitting there trying to understand like when you say you have a bad matchup with someone, you really don't.
I think I do. I mean, not against certain people, but I have to play it differently. I can't side into that Haru combo against them.
Because they don't have Android 13s. Most of the time they're not even in their sideboard.
13? You mean 16?
16s. Most of the time
Oh,
they're not in their
I guess
sideboard.
like I think it should be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when you're talking about like your deck, you're thinking like that's how they should be playing against it. But Android's deck do not have any of those threats and stuff.
So you have different options. However, we set it up at the beginning. It's either the person on the draw is the last turn. So that's fine, right? Yeah. How do we? Are we doing magic
So
turns? Or are we
whoever,
doing?
however it stopped on time 0, 1, 2, and then 3. Should be 0, then 1, 2, and 3. So each person basically gets like that turn. Yeah.
So whatever turn 0 is, you got turn 1. What did you guys do sometime on your turn? 0, 1. Turn. You can go on 2, you can get 3, you can get 4, you can get 1.
But like in a DBS tournament, like it only goes up to 3. You don't get 4 and 5. It's only 3. It's 3. It's not 5.
Yeah, no, I mean like we definitely want.
That's what I'm saying. Like we think in the sense of like, okay, this is how they should.
But the thing is, like, here's what happens though: is like if the deck is the metagame, it'll just be in sideboards because that's what's good against the deck. So like, I guess I'm just like ahead of the game in that aspect. It might win one tournament unchecked, but then like it just is like, oh, this is what one last tournament. Okay, we need to have androids because revenge blockers are what's good against it. Like I think like that's why card games are great because you just ever challenge like your sideboard is the ever evolving thing. Like your main deck can stay close to the 50, but you might change to like 4. But your sideboard is like, what do I have to play against? What do I have to beat? If Mecha isn't in the format, like you just take out 6 of the cards that are good against Mecha. If it's beatable without the cards, and then you just put in cards that like I guess what I'm trying to say is this deck definitely has cards that can hate it out. Like Mecha can, like you can hate out Mecha pretty easily. You can hate out this deck pretty easily. And like I have to draw real well. Like I kept 1 card in mill 5 to try and find another one of my 8. Like I had 7 left in my deck. Like, if I don't get those, I don't awaken. I did draw really well. Like these games are like my nut draws. Like that's how nut draws are really good. I mean that's how the game is. You have to look at both nut draws. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm deck building.
Got 2 nut draws in your deck.
Yeah, I mean I draw a lot of cards.
And against Quinn, I didn't get nut draws when I beat him. I didn't draw into any of the stuff I needed to win.
Yeah, I
So
think
like it's like
my thing is though like that might be. I don't want to like that might be like bad deck design. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that every player here is very good, but at the same time, like I think you and I put a lot more time into deck choice. Whereas like, because like I said, Joel's deck is good. I almost lost to it. It's a bad deck for me to play against. There were definitely 4 to 8 cards in his main list that I would just take out and replace with what I think is better cards because they're better against everything. And if he had those 8 cards, I don't think I could have. Well, I even had a nut draw and I didn't win. I was like, oh yeah, I can't win this match. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna lose round 1. This is gonna feel real bad, but I just eked it out because I got lucky. But if he had those 8 cards, I don't think I can win. So that's the thing is, I feel like people play the cards they want to play sometimes, and that's fun. There's different levels of competitive player. I think you and I are both pretty hyper competitive in this game. So like, what I normally do is when I'm building decks, I'll literally like lay out the cards and be like, look at interactions in both decks and be like, what 6 cards do you want in your opening hand? What 6 cards do I want in my opening hand? Those are our 6 cards. What cards do we need in life? You know what I mean? Like, imagine if this was your life in this order. You got lucky enough to draw them in this order. Best possible scenarios for both lists. Let's play this game out. And then you're just like, okay, this interaction's insane against you, so next game I'm gonna make my new 6-card hand different. You know, and like you just do that like 5 to 6 times, and you're like, this is a bad matchup for me. Just this. Like nut draws against nut draws. I can't win 5 out of 6 games. Like this is just a bad matchup. I'm not gonna even dedicate any sideboard cards for this matchup at all. I will just know I lose this matchup, This happens. And there's always gonna be some of those, especially this kind of game where you have so many different leaders. But there's definitely like that scenario where you're like you're saying, if I draw this into this into this, I don't lose. Like, that's probably true. And you do the nut scenario, it's like my deck might not be able to beat your deck if you hit nut draws every time. But then you have to look like, how many times is this happening? For me, I have to hit 2. I literally my prerequisite is to hit 2 of my awakening cards on the draw, or 1 of my awakening cards on the play, and then I have to keep every yellow and blue card in my hand so I don't flip them. That's the only thing I look at in mulligans. I keep every single yellow and blue card, and then the yellow obviously I'm keeping because it's an awakening, but I'll keep every blue card. Yellow is my awakening card, and then coppers. Those are the only cards I want in my opening hand. And then I have to flip red. If I don't flip red, I'm not doing a lot of things. Like, it's just not happening. So my deck is consistent because I have to only really care about 2 cards in my opening hand. My deck kind of goes off. Like, I'm just like, everything is a good card. Like, I don't put bad cards in my deck, so everything's a good card. And like, I'm gonna draw. Every card I draw is good. I really only care about my opening hand, which is why it looks powerful. But I know what to keep. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yours, you have to hit Broly's Ring and Kava, right? Which kind of the same deal. But then you can't tell what's on the top 10 cards of your deck, and you didn't hit a Khalifa, which feels real bad. But I mean, you could have 3 in your life, you just don't know it. So like, it's a little more rough. I don't care about anything that's in my deck. So my deck's more consistent than your deck. So why? I might never win against your nut draw, but I'm more consistent. So in that scenario, in deck building world, I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll probably win like 3 or 4 of the 6 games. Like, this is a matchup I went to sideboard for, and I did. I sideboarded 7 cards out of 7 cards. Like, I sideboarded 2 of the chain attacks, 4 Haru Harus, and another miraculous Gohan. Because like, I know you're gonna eat my hand down, and then I gotta play a 2 and a guy and kill a dude. You know what I mean? And deal 2 life. So like, I felt going into this that those 7 cards made my 4 and 3 wins up to like 5 and 6 wins, depending on what you do. But that's how I build decks. So in the grand scheme of things, like, I look at all of the stuff that is bad against me, and if your deck has 8 to 12 of the cards, like 8 to 12 of what I think is the 16 cards that I can't beat, I'm not winning the matchup. Like, this is never happening. I got really lucky against Joel because, like I said, he didn't have a lot of like the cards that I thought he should have. But if he did, I think I could win that. So that's what I'm saying is, like, right now my deck looks like insane, but it's not on anybody's radar. You don't have any cyber cards really for it. Maybe you do, but like, most people have cyber cards for my deck. So it's kind of going to run rampant for a while. But once Mecha gets nerfed, and say this is a big dog, like, sideboard's just changed. You just have like 10 cards for this deck in sideboard. This card is beatable. This deck is beatable. That's what I'm saying.
But you said now I have to have 10. You shouldn't have a whole sideboard dedicated to one deck. That's a problem in the game. 10, 15 cards. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta beat this one deck. That's the problem. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you still want 10, 15 cards, a sideboard against
It's not that. So like, the problem is before you sideboard. So like, that's why I kind of went through all the stats. Like, before you sideboard, if you play 6 games and you lose 5 of them, and you need 10 cards, like, then the game's a little broken and something needs to get fixed. But if you're winning 3 to 4, it's not 5, it's 4. I mean, it's like above average. It's above 50%. If it's 50% or above 50%, like, that's what sideboards are for. Like, the game literally can't be that balanced. That's why they have sideboards. But like, 10 cards is a lot. I sideboard in 7. I think that's super aggressive, but my sideboard just happens to overlap with other decks, like Mecha. I just play the same sideboards that I played against Mecha. So, like, that's the thing too, is like, those 10 sideboard cards, like, you really are looking for cards that are like across the field. You know what I mean? So
it's just when you look at the game creation,
yeah,
like the good way
they wanted to go faster.
Well, if they want to make the game go faster, the way they did it.
Yeah.
Perfect example of making the games go quicker.
I think Gold Bloodlust is too good though. Like, that's the thing, is like, if you only have the X of Alts, like, Cold Bloodlust is just too good.
But that's, I'm not saying that's the only that's stuff that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh, it costs me that much to play a big threat. One less, yeah, it can happen, but I still have ways to do it.
Yeah.
The problem is
But that goes to like turn 5 or 6 though. But they don't want that. They want 3 and 4.
No, they want games to go quicker. The reason games aren't going quick is because you have like people play short shit. That's the problem.
Yeah.
People don't know how to play.
Yeah.
So,
Getting my ass whooped.
where am I going?
No idea. I didn't hear. Beat like a redheaded stepchild.